wretched weather. Here's a new old saying for you. Any financial solution that profits a few on the backs of the many needs to be called out for what it is. A robber baron economic policy. In trying to present the case of the injustice inherent in the substance of our economic system, it soon became apparent to me that the most I could do was simply to touch upon a variety, as they are too many, too much to even attempt to do justice to the unjust amongst us. Number one, I would insist, is the outsourcing of cost, as that seems to be ignored when industry is forcing its opinion that retrofits are uneconomical, when for years the burdens the public and the environment have borne have become astronomical. The manufacture of white paper products are still filling our rivers with poisons like dioxin, you see. The burning of coal, in addition to coal ash in the rivers, is flowing poisons into the air like mercury, which, by the way, is inside those new light bulbs they are insisting that we utilize. And the deadheads in D.C. don't understand the big fuss on retention money, because it's only 1/2 of 1% in relation to the hundreds of billions of bailout loot, because they cannot imagine that it's emblematic of the rot at the root. And yet they choose to hear this dissent in particular as a way to diffuse the growing tide that is rising in anger at rewarding the felons, saying, "Oh, the government's hands are tied. Too big to fail? Give me a break. We're eating crumbs, they're eating cake." So now they're willing to scrape off a small bit of icing, hoping to quell the sea that is rising, hoping against hope we will again fall prey, that a few bad apples stand in the way of food in the belly and a sheltered bed for every baby, child, woman, or man. Groceries rot and are thrown out the door. Buildings stand empty while shelters are poor, overcrowded, and the first thing many of them do is to remove the man from the family. And our so-called representatives have no concept of the common reality. Permits that displace or poison the poor are reflexively granted. Jobs worth working are shipped off our shores by the banks we have backed, while the masses have ranted. We mine for uranium 3 miles deep because it's in the desert surrounded by the Indian. Yet if you are willing to go to that depth, you can find it under Cape Cod, even under Manhattan. But just like windmills must not disturb our few and precious idle rich, they are beginning to be perturbed and determined to quell the rising itch by tossing a bone, a targeted fix, by putting the nix on a few bonus contracts. Yeah, that'll quiet down the crowd that's looking for pitchforks and getting too loud. So where is justice in a world where the moneyed few say, just us? And billions wade through toxic garbage for their daily bread, full of resentment and distrust. But really it is our fault. We buy into three fantasies: that money has value all of its own, that religion will save us in the end, that we require leaders. It is well past time to recuse ourselves from the suicide pact exemplified by the G8 or G20, the IMF and the World Bank, and the economic boys running the whole recovery program that came from the likes of Goldman-Sachs. Think about it. Goldman-Sachs is now representing our financial restructuring. It is time to get our hands dirty in community gardens, building with the environment, decentralizing our energy sources, and begin creating an enjoyable world for ourselves, for our children, for the innumerable life forms whose very existence we threaten by clinging to the worn-out, demonstrably harmful lifestyles we call business as usual. And it starts as easy as talking with your neighbor. No leader need apply, and the rewards are as simple and as complex and as immediate as a smile. Now, into the circle 5.